This is a very passionate subject of mine here. Um, so, when there's this whole idea of the core, right? And everyone's heard of the core, but there's a lot of different definitions about what the core is. And people use different ideas of what the core is, so that you will see different definitions of it. But essentially, your core are your breathing muscles in your abdomen. So it's not just your abdominals, it's your diaphragm, it's your pelvic floor, it's your abs, and it's your low back. It's about how you activate that balloon there, that blue balloon, to help create what we call intra-abdominal pressure or gut pressure, which is what stabilizes your low back for you so you don't herniate a disc. And also regulates your gut function and all those sorts of things. So as runners, when we're talking about core and training the core, we're not only talking about strengthening this system, we're also inherently talking about breathing, because they go hand in hand, and we can't have core strength if we don't breathe well. So for a lot of my patients, before we even start them on core strengthening, I need to teach them how to breathe. And until they learn how to breathe, they're not going to be able to really activate their core, because they don't really know how to create pressure in their core system, because they don't really know how to get that diaphragm to contract and push down. So they go hand in hand. And when you're running, think of your core as being that really crucial component of getting a breath. I think another thing to note is that when we use this definition of the core, that it's not just your abs. First of all, we have to realize that sit-ups may not be the most functional way to train this type of core.
No, I think sit-ups are used too often. I don't think they're a great core exercise, really, in terms of translating to functional movement.
Yeah, definitely not. Way overdone, and people just give themselves neck issues. I've had patients give themselves, male patients, give themselves abdominal hernias and diastasis recti, the separations of the abdominal walls, because they were doing like 400 sit-ups a day. And then and then I got in this full-on argument with them because they told me their core was really strong. And I was like, you can't even lie on your back with your feet in the air and show me good quality breathing. That to me is not the definition of a functional core. So sit-ups are way overdone. But also, we also need to appreciate that belly breathing is not the same thing as diaphragmatic breathing. So when when both of us are cueing patients how to breathe, it's not about sticking your tummy out. It's about getting the breath 360 degrees, well, not almost 360 degrees all the way around, so that you're feeling the breath on the side wall and around the back, and that the ribs are actually moving in what we call this bucket handle motion, where they go out.
And it takes concentration to actually get the diaphragm moving like that. If you're someone that hasn't been concentrating on breathing very much, it does actually take focus. I find often if you just put your hands sort of on your sides and really try to focus on breathing and expanding your hands out, that can be a kind of a useful cue to try to breathe, as Mike said, into the full 360.
Yeah, absolutely.